Chief Meteorologist Derek Beasley.
Well, obviously one of the biggest weekends across the Gulf Coast with Bayfest coming, so everybody's wondering what it's going to do with the weather.
Yeah, organizers told us earlier today the three main stages are set up. They're not going to set up the other ones, the kind of satellite stages, because they can't control those quite as much. But they are expecting wind, and the big stages are the ones that they can actually control how dangerous it gets.
Well, one thing's for sure, on Sunday we're going to get some wind.
Yeah.
We'll definitely get that. And here in Mobile, I think in the 20 to 30 mile an hour range, may get some gusts around 40. I still think the strongest winds though are going to stay offshore and mainly to the right of where the storm makes landfall, which we'll talk more about that in a few minutes. Live pinpoint Doppler though still tracking a few thunderstorms across the region. And these are indirectly related to Karen. They're just some of the outer moisture associated with it. And just a few scattered thunderstorms developing across sections of Clark County, Washington County, over into George and Greene counties, moving northwest of Lucedale now. Pretty nasty little storm there. Not severe, but just a little heavy with a little bit of lightning there. But just about everybody else, though, seeing partly cloudy skies. Turned out to be a pretty nice afternoon. Here's where we stand currently here in Mobile, 85, southeast wind at 12. Relative humidity about 61% with a dew point of about 70, and over in Pensacola International Airport, 84, southeast winds at 9. Thankfully, the hurricane watch has been canceled, so it has been dropped in favor of a tropical storm watch, and this means that, of course, we were not expecting it to reach hurricane status, and finally that the hurricane watch was dropped, and so now we're looking at a tropical storm watch in effect for the coastal counties. This goes through until about Sunday or so as the main part of the storm heads our way. This is the circulation center right here, and all the thunderstorms have been blown to the right side of the system here on the east side. These thunderstorms have to wrap around the circulation center in order for it to intensify, and that has not been the case. Normally these things look like a big donut with an eye right in the middle. Not the case right now. The storms are being blown by upper level winds. The winds coming out of the southwest in the upper atmosphere and basically tilting the storm over, if you will. Think of a wedding cake and think if you push the top of it, it leans over. That's what's happening with this tropical system here. They can't intensify when they're leaned over like that, and that's exactly what we're seeing. Here's a look at Tropical Storm Karen. Latest position on at 4 o'clock advisory, 25.9 degrees north, 90.3 degrees west. Pressure still at 1,003 millibars. Track really hasn't changed that much. And notice the wind intensities in the 45 to 50 mile per hour range, and most of that is going to be offshore and to the right of the track. So wherever the track is, the center of the storm, all the stronger winds are going to be on the right side as it moves ashore. We're still going to get some wind. We'll still get some rain from this, but again, it looks like most of the nastier weather, if you will, is probably going to be staying offshore and towards the coastal sections. Computer models do agree with that eventual north turn and then towards the north and east. The reason why? Here comes the upper level trough. We've been talking about this trough of the dip in the jet stream for the past 2 or 3 days. It was on the west coast earlier in the week. It is now moving through Texas, firing off severe thunderstorms, a blizzard going on through the northern plains. This trough is going to be headed our way. It's going to increase the wind shear. There's already shear going on now, but notice these winds here ripping through Oklahoma and Texas. That's what's eventually going to start ripping into this storm here. So that's why we expect the wind shear to increase, and we do not anticipate an environment that's going to allow for any more strengthening. Dangerous rip currents, gusty winds on Sunday, minor coastal flooding. Could to see 2 to 4 foot inundation in the vicinity of Mobile, Baldwin County, 1 to 3 feet as we go into the northwest Florida. So there will be some flooding, some coastal flooding in some of the typically flood-prone areas, west down to Dauphin Island, the Causeway, places like that. So here's a look at Pinpoint Predictor. Notice the southeast winds as the afternoon progresses here on Saturday. Only spotty activity expected for Saturday, but then as we go into Sunday, that's when things really start to go downhill for us. We're talking strong winds and, of course, the widespread rainfall across the region. Pinpoint forecast for tomorrow, 30% chance for some scattered storms. Temperatures into the upper 80s to around 90 for Mobile and Baldwin County. 30% probability inland, 88 Chatham, 88 in Bruton. Northwest Florida, 20% chance for a few storms. Temperatures upper 80s to around 90 degrees. Southeast Mississippi, 40% chance for storms. A little better chance across Mississippi, particularly Jackson County, with them being a little bit closer to the storm. 7-day forecast. Once we get through this weekend, next week looks fantastic.
That's good. So Karen's slowing down a little bit. Tomorrow's not going to be as bad as we originally thought the beginning of the week, and Sunday's going to be the real messy one.
Tomorrow looks real similar to today. Just some spotty storms around, nothing too bad. Wind will pick up a little bit, but it's Sunday that we'll start to see the weather go downhill, especially in the morning.
All right. Thank you, Derek.
Yep.